Hi, I'm Sofia, you're watching Paraligo, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make this stunning zigzag puff stitch crochet bag. Stay tuned! Supplies list: 1 skein of t-shirt yarn, a crochet hook number 7, a metal chain shoulder strap, a press lock closure, two D-rings, 2 O-rings with an inward opening, some stitch markers, round nose pliers, and a pair of scissors. Start with a slip knot and make it a big one, because for this project we need our foundation chain to be pretty loose. Chain 21, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull a loop 21 times, so that in the end you will have a total of 21 chains, nice and loose. Now you will skip 5 chains and you will place a double crochet or a UK treble into the 6th. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and 1 extra chain on top. Disregard that last extra chain and insert your hook into the 3rd chain of the 5 chains we skipped in the beginning. You will insert your hook, yarn over, and pull a really big and loose loop. You will yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, pull a loop, yarn over again, insert your hook into the same chain, pull a loop, and for the 4th time you will yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain and pull a loop. Please note that for this first row it's crucial to make your puffs really big and loose. So now there should be 8 chains on your hook. Let's count to make sure. 8 loops they are. And so you will yarn over and pull through all 8 loops on your hook, and you will chain 1 to seal your puff. So there's your first puff stitch. Now you will skip 2 chains and place a double crochet into the 3rd one. Then you will chain 1. Go back to the chain you placed the previous double crochet, insert your hook, pull a really big and loose loop, yarn over again, insert your hook into the same chain and pull a loop, and you will repeat this 2 more times. Yarn over, insert your hook and pull a loop. And 1 last time. Careful not to twist your chain. Yarn over, insert your hook and pull a loop. So you do this 4 times for every puff, but the first time you insert your hook and then yarn over, while the following 3 times you yarn over before. Then you yarn over again, pull through all 8 loops on your hook and chain 1. And here's your second puff stitch. If you got confused, no worries, because we're going to do it one more time just to make sure you got it right. So again, you will skip 2 chains and place a double crochet into the 3rd one. And you will chain 1. Then you will insert your hook into the chain where you placed the previous double crochet, and you will yarn over and pull a loop. You will then yarn over, Insert your hook into the same chain, yarn over and pull a loop. And you will repeat this 2 more times. And the 4th and final one. Now you must have 8 loops on your hook. You will yarn over, pull through all of them and chain 1. Just remember, big and loose puffs. You will go on like this until the end of the row, and I will meet you there to make the last puff together. Here we are left with 3 chains, and again you will skip 2 and place a double crochet into the 3rd one. You will chain 1, and as before you will place your puff stitch into the chain where you placed the previous double crochet. You will yarn over and pull a loop 4 times. You will yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook, and you will chain 1. Now your first row will not look so pretty because your foundation is just a chain, but things will be much smoother from the 2nd row and on. And to move to the 2nd row, chain 3 tight chains and turn your work. Locate the chain that sealed the 2nd puff and place a double crochet. It's important to pull your yarn tight. And as always, chain 1. Now insert your hook into the sealing chain of the 1st puff, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain, pull a loop, and repeat 2 more times to create the 1st puff of the row. One last time. Pull your loops not as loose as in the 1st row, and try to make your puff proportional to the one below. And then yarn over, pull through all 8 loops on your hook, and chain 1 to seal the puff. And there's the 1st puff of the 2nd row. From this row and on, you will only walk into the sealing chains of the puffs below. Now locate the sealing chain of the 3rd puff and place a double crochet. Remember to pull your yarn tight. And chain 1. Now you'll go back to the sealing chain of the previous puff below. You will insert your hook, yarn over and pull a loop. Yarn over again, insert your hook into the same chain and pull a loop, and repeat 2 more times. With 8 loops on your hook, you will yarn over and pull through all loops and 1 chain to seal the puff. Let's do this one more time. Find the sealing chain of the next puff below and place a double crochet and a chain on top. Nice and tight. Find the sealing chain of the previous puff and place your next puff stitch. Always try to make your puff even to the one below and the one next to it. You'll find that from the 2nd row and on, it will be much easier to work your puffs because the foundation is now steady. And 1 sealing chain in the end. You will continue like this until the end of the row, and I will meet you there to make the last puff together. To finish your row, you must locate and insert your hook into the 2nd chain of the ones we skipped in the beginning of the 1st row. Easier to find if you turn your work. For the following rows, this will be the 2nd one of your 3 turning chains. So here it is, and here you will place your final double crochet, and you'll do this in every row. One chain on top, and again you will go into the ceiling chain of the previous puff, and you will work the last puff of the row there. Always try to make your puffs in proportion to the previous ones. Nice and loose. One chain to seal it, and 3 tight chains to turn. And move to the next row. You will repeat the second row in the exact same way. As I said before, things will be much easier as you go on, and you'll be able to work much faster. Let's make a couple of more puffs. And that's how you will continue until you reach the desired height, which in this case would be 13 rows. Now you will place a row of single crochet, UK double, all around your work. Work the corner by placing a single crochet, then one chain, and then a second single crochet. Locate an exceeding chain of the 3 turning chains, and place 2 single crochet into the same chain. Then go into the ceiling chain of the next puff and place 2 single crochet. Again into the turning chain, place 2 single crochet, and then into the ceiling chain to place 2 more single crochet. You will go on like this until the end of this long side. You will work your corner into the turning chain as before, placing 1 single crochet, that's a stubborn one, then 1 chain and a second single crochet. And you will move to the short side, which as you can see is our foundation row. And here you will work under the chain, placing a row of single crochet above the puffs. You'll go on like this until you reach the next corner. One single crochet, 1 chain, and 1 more single crochet in the corner. And you will move to the second long side of your work, which you will work exactly like the first one. 2 single crochet in the exceeding chain of the puff, and then 2 single crochet into the ceiling chain of the next puff until you reach next corner, which you will work the usual way. And we are back to our final row, the 13th row of your work, where things are easy because you will simply work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Until the end of the side. So we finished our perimeter row of single crochet, and we will now cut our yarn and fasten off. Now insert your hook into the first stitch of the next side and pull the tail out. And then insert your hook into the last stitch of the previous side and draw the tail in. Turn your work on the wrong side and weave the tail in. And there's the body of your purse. Next we're going to make the side panels. We'll make a slip knot and chain 12. Skip 5 chains and place a double crochet into the 6th one. And we will chain 1. We will disregard the last chain and count 3 chains from our hook. We will insert our hook into the 3rd chain, and as usual, yarn over and pull a loop 4 times. To create our first puff stitch. Now you know the drill. Pull the loops long and loose. Yarn over and pull through all 8 loops on your hook, and 1 chain to seal the puff, the so-called sealing chain. You will skip 2 stitches and place a double crochet into the 3rd chain. And you will chain 1. And then you will insert your hook into the chain where you placed the previous double crochet. And create your second puff. As always, yarn over and pull a loop 4 times. Yarn over and pull through all loops and chain 1. And for the last puff, skip 2 chains and place a double crochet into the third. Chain 1 and place your third puff into the same chain where you placed the previous double crochet. In the exact same way as before. So that's your first row. You will chain 3 and turn your work. You will find the ceiling chain of the second puff and place a double crochet and a chain on top. Nice and tight. You'll go back to the ceiling chain of the first puff and place a puff stitch. The same way as always. Find the ceiling chain of the third puff and place a double crochet and a chain on top. Go back to the ceiling chain of the previous puff and place your next puff stitch. Insert your hook into the second chain of the 5 you skipped in the beginning and place the last double crochet and a chain on top. Place the last puff stitch into the ceiling chain of the previous puff below. Chain 1 and turn your work. Place 1 single crochet in each stitch all along the side. In the corner, place a single crochet and a chain. Two single crochet in the exceeding chain, two single crochet into the ceiling chain of the puff, until the end of this side. Form the corner as before. 1 single crochet, and 1 chain. In the ground row, place a line of single crochet working under the chain. 1 single crochet and 1 chain in the corner, 2 single crochet into the ceiling chain of the puff, 2 single crochet in the exceeding chain all along the last side. Cut the yarn, fasten off, insert your hook into the first stitch of the next side and pull the tail out, and then insert your hook into the last stitch of the side you are and draw the tail in. Turn the wrong side and weave the tail in. And cut the excess. Almost ready. Weave in this end too. Your first side panel is ready. And so is its twin brother that was made the exact same way. Now let's move to the assembly. Fold your work, leaving 4 rows for the flap. Turn to the back of your bag and use 2 stitch markers to mark the points where the flap ends on both sides of the purse. Mark 1 stitch on each side. This is what will be the front of the bag, and there's the flap. To attach our side panel, we will simply slip stitch from the front side of the purse to the back. Here's where we will start. So place the left corner of the front side of the bag on top of the side panel, long sides together, with the reverse sides touching one another. Fold the end of your yarn, insert your hook into the corner and into the corresponding corner of the side panel. Draw a loop and chain 1. And slip stitch the 2 pieces together. Insert your hook into the closest stitches of the body and the side, pull a loop, and then pull 1 loop through the other. We've finished the first side of the panel, and to continue, fold your work and pin the end corner of the panel using the stitch marker, like that. Pick up from where you left and continue slip stitching until you reach the stitch marker. stitch marker, place the last slip stitch really tight, and chain 1. Insert your hook into the next stitch and place a single crochet. Continue placing a row of single crochet all around the flap of the purse. Chain 1 in the corner, and single crochet all the way down. We reached our stitch marker, and now we will attach the second side panel. So first remove the marker, place the long sides together, insert your hook into the next stitch and into the corner of the panel, and place a single crochet joining the 2 pieces. Then chain 1 and slip stitch the 2 pieces together. Continue slip stitching until you reach the front side of the purse. Almost done. We will place the last slip stitches, and I guess this should do it. Here's our side of the purse, our flap, the front side. So far so good, don't you think? Okay, let's move to the next step. Cut our yarn and fasten off. Insert your hook into the first stitch of the front side from the inside and draw the tail in. Insert your hook into the last stitch of the side panel, back loop only, and pull the tail out. Then insert your hook into the closest slip stitch from the inside of the bag and draw the tail in again. Insert your hook into the nearest slip stitch from the reverse side, pull a loop, chain 1 and fasten off tight. Weave in the tail. fold the end of your yarn, insert your hook into the stitch that joins the flap to the right side panel, pull a loop, and chain 1. Place 1 slip stitch into the next stitch. Grab one of the D-rings, bring it close to your hook, insert your hook into the next stitch and through the ring, yarn over, pull a loop, and pull 1 loop through the other in a slip stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch but under the ring, yarn over, pull a loop, and pull 1 loop through the other in a slip stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch and through the ring, yarn over, pull a loop, and pull 1 loop through the other in a slip stitch. And this way you embedded the D-ring to the side of your purse. Continue with plain slip stitches. And move to the front side of the purse that you will slip stitch till the end. Almost done with the front side. Let's place the last slip stitches and you will move to the side where you will repeat what you did in the other side. 1 last slip stitch on the edge. So 1 plain slip stitch into the first stitch. Grab your second D-ring, bring it close to your hook. Insert your hook into the next stitch and through the ring and slip stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch but under the ring and slip stitch. Insert your hook into the next stitch and through the ring and again slip stitch. Now slip stitch the last 2 stitches and you have just embedded the second D-ring to the other side of your purse. Finally, cut your yarn, fasten off, insert your hook into the next stitch from the inside of the bag and draw the tail in. Insert your hook into the reverse nearest stitch, pull a loop, chain 1, and fasten off tight. Weave the rest of the tail in and do the same with any remaining tails. the next step is to attach the closure. Use a ruler to locate the center of the flap where you will attach the tongue of the closure, the male part, and mark the space with 2 stitch markers. Place the closure, which usually needs to be widened, and to do that simply insert the tip of a scissors between the edges of the closure and spread the scissors. This works as a lever and does the job pretty easy. And it did it again. And with that done, push the edge of the flap to go in between the teeth of the closure. And since this can be kind of hard, again, I will use the scissors to assist me. But only do that if your scissors are round tipped. Next, I'm going to wrap the closure with a piece of cloth so that I won't scratch it while pressing it with the pliers. It looks okay, but just to make sure, better put some pressure on the other side too. Just press the lips of the closure. I believe it's perfect. Now you can get rid of the stitch markers. And to attach the female part of the closure, close the purse nice and firm and buckle up. I just eyeballed the spot, but you can mark it if you must. Unbuckle. Use the round nose pliers to open the prongs and remove the back plate. Put the female part of the closure in place, making sure that the prongs will penetrate the stitches. Put the metal plate back in place and use the round nose pliers to bend the prongs and secure the lock. Ta-da! And finally, and this time I mean it, the chain shoulder strap, which thanks to this awesome inwards opening O-ring will take seconds to attach. Just press and insert the chain. And again, press and insert into the D-ring. Don't twist the chain. And that was all. My lovely viewers, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you liked what you watched, please give us a thumbs up, make a comment and share this video. And definitely visit paraligo.com. Till next time, take care. Mwah!